Okay, so new base, new video tutorial to show you how to customize it. So, first of all, this base, the Enderman base, I mean, it's meant to be an Enderman, but you can use it to make something else that has a box for a head. I mainly made it to experiment and test out how to make a cube head. I mean, I made one a really long time ago for TUI. It was ages ago and it wasn't great, so I wanted to give this a try a second time. And since I know there's a lot of people on Tumblr that like Enderman and stuff, I thought I might as well make it a base so people can try to play with it. So I'll show you how to customize this model in 3 ways. A very easy one, a fairly easy one, and a more involved one. So first, the easiest method is using VTube Studio's recolor feature. So you go to the little cog thingy, then the person thingy, and then customize models, customize multiplier and screen colors. And here you can select all the layer, multiply to make it darker, and the screen to make it lighter. But since I made this base blank with outline, you will mainly use the multiply feature. The screen feature is if you want the outline of the black to be a lighter color. I will show you with the teeth on that model later down the line. But here you can see me copy and paste the same multiply color, so everything is uniform and you don't have to guess and match for the color to be consistent. Just copy paste, it's super easy. First I do all the dark, then I do the eyelids, then the eyes and teeth. There's also the alpha channel that you can play with to make part disappear. So for example, if you want the pupil or the irises to not show, you can choose to do that. But that's how you make it's how you customize the color in VTube Studio. It's very easy, anyone can do it. Just hop in, click the customize, and voila. The next way you can customize the model is by changing the texture file inside the folder. You open it in the drawing program of your choice. Personally, I prefer Clip Studio these days, but any program that has an alpha feature, because you need transparency, otherwise it will look like shit. You'll have just the outline of the part and stuff. In the file, you can see the pink stuff is where the artwork won't be seen. So if you decide to change the shape of the feet, for example, or add spikes, you can't go into these zones because it will cut off. So for the texture editing, know that you're a bit limited in terms of what you can and can't change. You can't add extra parts either, for example. But as you can see, I'm in my drawing program. I'm recoloring everything. For the most part, I just put one solid colors, and to make things spicy, I add a couple of scars and stuff. As you can see, you have more freedom with this method than the VTube Studio one, because here you can add details like the scars or markings like moles. You can add extra spikes. If you want, you can change the number of fingers as long as you stay within the designated lines. But it's more customizable than just using VTube Studio's recolor feature. because you can add your own details that VTube Studio simply can't add because you draw them by hand. And this version is similar to the more complicated version because you have to know how to draw to customize. But this one is still fairly easy because all you need to know is how to draw, but you don't need to know how to rig stuff in Live2D Cubism. It's all done, just change the artwork, save, and then when you open the model in VTube Studio, the texture should be there. And if they're not, unload the model and reload it. It should be there. What you will need to do though is once you're in VTube Studio, you need to go and optimize, fix the white outline, because you will see when the texture loading, you will see little white outline, and just click the button OK, and it should fix it. Should. Now for the last method of customizing, you'll need first of all to know how to use Photoshop layers. Well, not Photoshop, but I mean you have to save as a PSD file, so you'll have to know how to navigate something that has multiple layers like this. Not all drawing programs support layers, sadly, so you know, as long as you have something that can export as PSD and has layers, you should be good. So what you'll have to do is just draw following the base, basically. What's really important is that if you decide to change a part, you need the part that will replace the old one to have the same layer name. Because Live2D Cubism just won't swap the things properly if it's not the same name. Personally, what I prefer to do is I'll draw the new part on a new layer, then I'll go to the layer I want to replace, erase what's in it, not delete the layer, just erase the image, and then merge the new part into the old layer, so technically it's the same layer. And I've never had any issues, so just recolor stuff, add in the part you want. For this one, I will even add an extra necklace part, so you can see you can add your own extra stuff. But basically, it's kind of the same as the texture recolor. You just redraw the part, change the color, add details, and make sure to save the part that with the same name as they used to have. For this base, I kept both eyes on the same side. That way, if, for example, your OCs has the same eyes on both sides, you can copy-paste without having to worry about flipping stuff and aligning stuff. You just copy-paste the part, and you should be good. But if you want to have different colored eyes, you can. As you can see, this one has a red eye and a blue eye and stuff, and it's not that hard. And then once you're done with all the coloring and all the editing, you just open it's Moxie, I think. Let me verify. Yeah, it's the Moxie files that you open. Not the CMO3. Moxie is the one that for VTube Studio. The one you want to open in Cubism is the CMO3. They have nearly the same extension name, just 2 letters swapped around. It's very annoying. But basically, you open the base in Live2D Cubism, drag and drop the PSD file, click replace, and if you've done everything correctly and the layer are all the right names, it should just instantly swap everything and everything should be into place. Depending on how different the parts are, you might need to change the mesh a little, just an adjustment here and there, and if you have extra parts you have to rig those parts yourself. But I try to keep every layers and deformer easy, so you should be able to tell where to put what. But I mean, you can see I just added the necklace, moved it in the same place as the torso, added a few deformers to make it move, and voila! Fairly easy. You still need to know a bit of Live2D cubism, and I don't know if the drag and drop feature with the PSD replacement is available for the trial option, or if you have to have the paid subscription version. I've had the subscription version for so long that I don't even remember what is and isn't part of the free version, so I'm sorry about that. But basically, that's how I customize it. Just drag and drop the file, and as long as you didn't mess up with the layer name, you should be good to go. And ta-da! Now you can make whatever Enderman you want. This one, I didn't go too far in the customization department, but you can add bigger spikes on the arm, or you can add horns if you're feeling adventurous. But yeah, I hope you'll have fun with that and just make silly Enderman OCs or whatever, or make an Enderman form of your default VTuber avatar, I don't know. Personally, I made my OC because why not? I don't even know what I will be using him for, but it was a fun thing to do. So, yay, have fun!